welcome to class. My name is Nelly. Please join me for this Vata dosha balancing class. So according to Ayurveda, there are 5 main elements that are present in nature, in all creation, even in our bodies and our minds. And when these elements pair up, that's when they form the doshas. So Vata dosha is the combination of air and space elements. So for this practice we will invite in the rest of the elements, which are fire, water and earth. Therefore our practice will be very slow. We will be holding the postures longer. It will be a calming and grounding but heating practice. You might need a couple of blocks or 2 books of the same size and something that you can sit on. I will use this kind of block, but you can use a folded blanket or a pillow as well. So please come into a comfortable cross-legged seated position. So we want to elevate the pelvis as high that the knees can drop down so they are lower than the hip bones. We will pull the muscles away from under the sitting bones and just balance the weight between them. On the next inhale, lengthening the spine, the crown of the head. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. You can have the hands on the thighs, palms facing down, closing the eyes. And we will begin the class by chanting the mantra Om 3 times, elongating the M sound, which is a very grounding sound. So please bring the hands into prayer to heart center. Take a deep breath in. Noticing the sensations, bringing the hands back down to the thighs. Start focusing on the breath. Bringing the attention to the nostrils. Just checking the flow of the air entering and exiting. And then bringing the attention to the belly, letting the belly expand on the inhales and pull back on the exhales. This is the yogic breath or diaphragmatic breath. This is hard for you right now. Maybe you can try to place the palms into your belly. Just push your stomach into the palms as you inhale. Let it pull back as you exhale. Try to convert the length of the inhales equal to the length of the exhales without creating any tension. On your next exhale, slowly bring your chin to chest, lengthening the back of the neck. As you inhale, bring your head back, look up. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, coming up. Keep going in your own rhythm. Try to follow the length of your breath with the movement. And try to keep an elongation in the crown of the head. Try not to drop the head back or forward. As you exhale, come forward and stop there. We will start drawing circles with the crown of the head. You can start in any direction. Just start with smaller circles. And then you can draw bigger ones. One last round. And then switch direction. Inhale as you roll up. Exhale as you roll down. One last round. And the next inhale, bring your head back to center. Raising your arms in front of you, the palms facing down, pulling back the arms towards the shoulder socket. Gazing one spot in front of you on the floor. Then your next inhale, flex the palms, opening the fingers as wide as you can. And on an exhale, bring down the fingers towards the ground. Inhale towards the body. Exhale towards the ground. Keep going. One last round. And then closing the hands into a fist and start rolling the wrists, into one direction, slowly. Switching sides, gazing at your drishti, at that fixed point in front of you with your gaze. You can stop and bring the hands onto the shoulders. On your next inhale, come with the elbows forward, up, exhale, back and down. Inhaling up, exhale down. Drawing big circles with the elbows. And then switching sides, inhaling back, exhaling forward. For Vata dosha, it's very beneficial to work with the joints, since one of the seeds of Vata is in the joints. You can let go of the arms, straighten the legs, have the feet in a wider stance. Make sure that your spine is elongated, so you can keep the hands on the floor or you can place them on your thighs. Pull the belly in, and on your next inhale, flex the feet towards you, opening the toes as wide as you can. Exhale, lengthen forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Keep going. Last one. Then start rolling the ankles outwards, drawing big circles. Inhaling towards you, exhaling away from you. And then switching sides. You can stop this movement. Bring the feet towards your hips, very close, and touch the soles. The outer edges of the feet and the heels are pushing into each other. So you can hold on to the ankles, or you can hold on to your leg, wherever you can reach. Just make sure you can open your chest and pull the shoulders down. And just start moving the knees up and down. You can stop this movement. And as you inhale, pull your chest forward, lengthening the lower back. So you want to keep the spine straight here without your sitting bones elevating. So you want to have the sitting bones on your pillow or on your mat. And then you can come and fold on your next exhale. Into Baddha Konasana. And just breathe into the hips. And on an inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, closing the legs. We will come onto our hands and knees. Placing the hands right under the shoulders, opening the fingers wide. And the knees under the hips. And on the next inhale, starting from the tailbone, we will be arching the back, opening the chest, looking up. Exhale, pulling the tailbone down, the belly in, rounding the back, chin comes to chest. Inhale, open into cow. Exhale, round into cat pose. Keep going, always starting from the tailbone and finishing with the head. And keep pushing away with your palms from the floor. Last round. Then walk your hands towards the front of the mat, bringing the weight forward, rolling the toes under, bending the elbows, bring down chest and chin, pull the belly in, have the arms really close by your rib cage, pulling the shoulders away from your neck, gazing one spot in front of you with your eyes. Then slowly bringing down the pelvis, have the big toes touch each other, pushing the pubic bone strongly, firmly into the mat. And as you inhale, lift your chest up into cobra. Breathing in, breathing out. Keeping the elbows really close by your side. And on the next exhale, slowly coming down, bringing the forehead down on the mat. And then reach the arms back, interlacing the fingers behind your back, pushing the pubic bone down, and on the next inhale, opening the chest, coming up. So if your lower back is okay, then you can try to lift the legs off the floor. Try to keep the big toes touch each other. So Vata dosha's tendency is lower back pain, one of them. So if you have lower back pain, just keep the legs on the floor and work from there. And as you exhale, slowly come down. Bring the hands under the shoulders, and as you exhale, push yourself back into child's pose. Reaching the arms forward, place down the forehead. And with your forehead, you can slightly pull the mat towards your body, lengthening the back of the neck. And try to be conscious of your breath. Just sense the belly pushing into the thighs on the inhales. Relaxing on the exhales. Next inhale, slightly look up and start walking your hands towards the right. Then let your head drop again. So you only move your upper body. The hips stay centered. And guide the breath into the left side body. And slowly walk your arms back to center and then to the opposite direction. This time, breathe into the right side of your rib cage. Slowly coming back to center. Place your forehead down for a second. On the next inhale, come up onto your hands and knees, bringing the hands back under the shoulders. And on the next exhale, bring your left arm under the right shoulder, slide it under. You can try to place down the left shoulder and the left side of your face. Or if you cannot come this deep, then you can use a pillow or you can stay a little bit higher up. So we will keep our right palm on the mat, pushing firmly into the mat. And the right elbow is pointing upwards, pulling the belly in. And breathe. We'll always try to guide the breath into those areas where we feel the stretch or the tension. Try to release with the exhales. And your next inhale, come back up and exhale. This time the right arm comes under the left shoulder. Pushing into your left palm strongly. The left elbow is pointing upwards. This way you can feel the deeper twist. On the next inhale, come back up. And exhale, downward facing dog, pushing the hips up high. So you can place the hands into shoulder distance from each other, opening the fingers as wide as you can, and pushing down the base of the fingers. And from there you are pushing yourself back, the tailbone up towards the sky. So you can have the knees bent. You can try to lengthen the heels towards the ground. Pull the belly in. You can have the feet parallel to each other in hip width distance. And then start walking towards the front into a forward fold, bending the knees deeply, hold on to your ankles and pull your forehead to the shin bone. So for Vata, we will try to close the space element. So that's why please have your knees bent as deep as it's needed so the belly can touch the thighs, and bring the weight forward. Then bring the weight into your heels, bend the knees deeper, reach the arms up, arms by your ears, and interlace the hands. Only the index fingers are pointing up. Pulling the tailbone down into chair pose. Just gaze a spot on the floor with your sight and make sure that your knees don't go over your toes. Just hold and breathe. You might be feeling the fire waking up in your body. And as you inhale, straighten the legs. Bring the hands into prayer to heart center. Closing the eyes here. Just checking for the sensations. And now we will practice a sun salutation variation for Vata dosha. Interlacing the fingers once again, and as you inhale, reach the arms overhead. Try to keep the spine neutral and keep the gaze down to ground. Flexing the thighs, pulling the tailbone down. This will be a slower sun salutation. As you exhale, bend the knees, come forward with a straight spine and fold. Hold on to the ankles. Pull the forehead close to the shin bones, as close as you can. And the weight to the front of the feet. You can place the fingertips down by your feet, and as you inhale, step back with your right foot, place the knee down, and the left knee and ankle are in one line. So here you can try to use your props, pushing the palms into your props under your shoulders, lengthening the spine, keeping the gaze down. And as you sink the hips, push firmly into the left heel. So if you don't use the props, you can have your fingertips on the floor. And then push the palms into the mat and step back into plank. Try to have the body in one straight line, pushing up the space between the shoulder blades with an active abdomen, active thighs. And on the next exhale, placing the knees, the chest and chin down, pulling the belly in, the shoulders backwards. Pushing the pelvis onto the mat, inhale into cobra. Knees are really close by the body. And exhaling into downward facing dog. Try to also push up the space between the shoulder blades here. the arms outwards from the shoulder socket. On the next inhale, stepping forward with the right foot between the hands. Or if it's hard for you, you can try to catch the leg with your right hand and bring it forward, placing the left knee down, opening the chest, lengthening the spine, keeping the gaze down, and breathe. So here we are pushing into the right heel as we sink the hips. Next exhale, stepping forward, bending the knees, holding onto the ankles and fold, closing the space. And bringing the weight onto the heels, bending the knees deeper, reaching the arms overhead, interlacing the fingers into chair, pulling the belly in. And maybe coming a little bit deeper with each exhale. But we keep pulling the tailbone down to protect the lower back. And on the next inhale, straightening the legs, bringing the hands into prayer. This was a half round. We will go for the other side. Interlacing the fingers, inhaling the arms overhead, active thighs, pulling the tailbone down. Exhale, coming forward with straight spine and then fold. Holding onto the ankles, pulling the forehead really close to the shin bones. On the next inhale, stepping back, this time with the left foot, placing the knee down, opening the heart, lengthening the spine. If you feel that you cannot lengthen the spine, that it's curved, then you should be using the props. And then for the next pose, you can put them away, plant the palms under the shoulders, stepping back into plank, lengthening forward with the crown of the head and back with the heels. Active belly. Exhale, knee, chest, chin on the floor. Gaze a spot in front of you. Inhaling into cobra. So you really want to have the length in the lower back here. Try not to compress that area. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pushing the sitting bones up high. Pushing yourself strongly from the base of the fingers. Back and up. And the next inhale, step forward with the left foot or help with your left hand to pull it forward. Place the right knee down. Open the chest, lengthen the spine. Keep your drishti down. step forward as you exhale and fold. Have the weight on the front of the feet. And then bring the weight onto the heels, bend the knees deeper, arms by your ears, interlacing the fingers, pull the belly in and the tailbone down, chair. Next inhale, straightening the legs, hands into prayer, closing the eyes here, checking for the sensations. And slowly opening the eyes, coming to a balancing pose. So have the feet parallel to each other in a hip width distance. Hands onto your hips and slightly bending the knees. Lifting off the toes so you can feel the arch of your soles lifting up. You would like to hold this arch up and then push back the toes into the ground. And really just feel those points where your soles and the ground connect. And then bring the weight onto your left foot. Pull the tailbone down, bending the right knee, opening the hip to the side. So this is the easiest version of tree pose, where you put your right heel above the left ankle. So you want to also find a drishti in front of you with your eyes and have the breath flow consciously. If you want to go to the next step, you can try to push your foot into your lower leg. If you have the balance, you can try to bring the palms to heart center. And if you're more open, maybe you can push the foot into the thigh. Wherever you are, just try to sense those points where you connect to the earth. And with each exhale, imagine that you're growing roots deep down into the ground. In the meantime, you're also elongating the spine and the crown of the head. And slowly coming out of the pose. Come to the other side. Activate the arches of the soles. Bring the weight to your right foot and choose your variation of tree. Gazing at your spot, your fixed spot in front of you. Focusing on the breath. And imagining to grow these roots with each exhale, deeper and deeper. And slowly coming out of the pose, stepping to the front of the mat. Hands on the hips, and inhale, step back with your right leg. Bending the front knee and have it over the ankle. Pull the tailbone down, lengthening the spine up and the crown of the head. So you're balancing on your right foot and the toes are pointing forward. If this is too hard for you, you can try to place the foot down. Make sure that there is space between your feet, that you can have the hips in one line. So you're pulling the right hip forward here. You can have the arms overhead, just interlace the hands, and on an inhale, reach up. So we do this also to close the space. Try to relax the shoulders. Push firmly, strongly into the left heel. Pull the belly in. And on the next exhale, open your upper body to the side. Arms come parallel to the ground and step back with your back foot so you can have the heels in one line with each other. Turn your head towards the left and try to keep the gaze down. So you're opening your left leg to the left from the hip, turning out. And breathe. Push equally to the outer edges of the feet. Warrior 2. As you inhale, straighten the leg, flexing the thighs. Exhale, bring the upper body towards the left and inhale, reaching the right arm up, and you can really hold on to the shin bone with your left thumb. If you use props, maybe you can push your palm into the prop. You can use any height. And try to keep the gaze down here as well. And if your knee is weak, you can slightly bend. So you're imagining that you have your body between two walls. So even here, you really want to pull the pelvis under, so you're not stucking your buttocks out. And try to lengthen both sides of the torso. And on your next inhale, come up and step to the front of the mat. Bring the hands onto your thighs and step back with the left foot. Yeah, coming into Warrior 1. I show you from here. Yeah, so you can have the hands in front of the heart, interlacing the fingers. Inhale, reach the arms up. One option, that your back toes are pointing forward, or you can place your foot down and bring the hip in one straight line, pulling the left hip forward. Breathe. Really pushing into the right heel here. And as you inhale, open up the upper body, step in one line with the back heel. Turn your head towards the right and gaze down. So you want to have your front knee opening towards the right. And try to have the weight equal on your both feet, outer edges of the feet. As you inhale, straighten the front knee, flex the thighs. Exhale, bring the upper body towards the right. Inhale, reach up. Turn your gaze down and have your knee slightly bent if it's needed. You can use the prop or you can just put your thumb and the hook into the shin bone. Triangle variation. And on the next inhale, come up, step back to the front of the mat. Close your eyes. Check for the sensations in your body. And slowly opening the eyes and have the big toes touch each other. Bring the hands to heart center and exhale, sit back into chair. Inhale, slightly opening the heart and exhale, twisting to the right. So you want to push the knee and the elbow into each other. Have the palms in the front of the heart. So if this is not possible for you, then you just open your arms and try to push your lower arm into your knee. So you want to also turn the gaze down here, pull the belly in, and make sure that your knees are in one line, so the left knee is not coming too much forward. And breathe. Slowly coming back to center. Inhale, open the heart, and exhale, twist. Turn your gaze down and make sure the knees are in one line. If you want a deeper twist, pull the belly in. Next inhale, come up, exhale, fold. Hold this for a little bit. You can have your fingertips on the ground or you can hold on to the ankles. Pulling the shoulders away from your ears. And come halfway up, and if you have your props, bring it with you and come into a wider stance. So the stance should be at least as wide as the length of your leg. Bringing the hands to the hips, feet are parallel, pull the tailbone down, open the heart, inhale, and exhale, fold. Place the hands, if you can place the palms onto the floor, under your shoulders, that's perfect. Otherwise, bring your hands onto the prop. And you can stay here or you can fold on an exhale. Maybe bring the hands in one line with your feet. Let the head drop and bring the weight forward. You can have the knees straight. In that case, have the thighs flexed. If it's not possible for you, have a slight bend in the knees. On the an inhale, come halfway up. Hold, bending the knees. And next inhale, bring the hands to heart, to hips, and come up. And just walk your feet back to center. Coming down on the mat. Straightening the legs in front of you, flex back the toes. And pull the muscles away from under the sitting bones. If you can sit straight up, then this is perfect this way. Otherwise, elevate your hips, sit on something. Pull the belly in and gaze the spot between the big toes. As you inhale, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, come forward. Try to lengthen the lower back first. And come forward with your heart, and that's how you fold. You can hold on to the feet, ankles, or legs, wherever you can catch them. And bring the forehead close to the knees. So you can have the knees straight or bent. And fold. Guiding the breath to the back body. Next inhale, looking up and come up. Bending the knees, holding on to the back of the thighs and slowly rolling down. I turn around. Yeah, so bring the feet close to the buttocks. Feet are parallel to each other in hip width distance, and arms by your side, palms facing down. On the next inhale, pushing into the heels, lifting the pelvis, opening the chest into bridge pose. Maybe you can interlace the hands behind your back. If you can do that, then bring the weight onto your right shoulder and roll the left shoulder under, and then bring the weight to the left and roll the right under. This is an option. Really pushing into the heels. Try to keep the knees close to each other. And slowly bringing the shoulders down, and vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing the spine down on the mat. Pushing the lower back into the mat, have the lower abs activate. Having the spine neutral for a little bit. Relax. Bringing the knees to the chest. You can hug yourself and roll to the sides. And just straightening the legs. Flexing the thighs, flex the feet back. And next inhale, raising the right leg up slowly. Exhale, bringing it back down. Inhaling the left leg up. Exhale down. 2 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Left side. Inhale. Exhale. Last round. And bending the knees again and rolling back into plow. So when you take these poses, inverted postures, please don't turn your head to the side. And so just lifting the legs off the floor, and with the help of your abdomen, try to roll yourself back, and maybe you have the toes touch the ground. So if your toes are not touching the ground, you can maybe use the wall. You can come close to the wall and place the feet there. You can interlace the fingers behind your back, rolling the shoulders under. Or you can hold on to your back with your palms. Try to straighten the legs. And on your next inhale, lift your left leg up and then your right leg up into shoulder stand. Flexing the feet back. Or you can come into Viparita Karani, trying to create a 45-degree with your upper and lower body. And bring the toes above your eyes. So you're resting your hip bones in your palms, opening the chest here. So either you're practicing Viparita Karani or shoulder stand. And bring the knees to your forehead, slowly rolling yourself down. When the spine is down, you can straighten the legs, hold onto the sides of your mat, and slowly bring your legs down, very, very slowly. Coming into Shavasana. Have the legs as wide as the mat. Let the feet drop to the sides. Rolling the shoulders under. Let the palms turn upwards. Lengthening the back of the neck. And close your eyes. Just notice the sensations in your body, the effects of your asana practice. Now there's guided relaxation practice. So please try to keep your body still. and follow the mental practices. Relax the forehead, relaxing the eyebrows, relax the eyes, just letting the eyes sink deep into the skull. Relax the nose, noticing the flow of the air entering and exiting through the nostrils. Relax the muscles of the face, the mouth, letting the lips open up slightly. Relax the neck, and the throat. Relaxing the shoulders, just letting the shoulders drop deep into the ground. Relaxing the arms from the shoulders all the way down to the fingertips. Relax the chest, relaxing the muscles between the ribs. Relax the stomach area, relaxing the abdomen, relax the pelvis, relaxing the hips, relaxing the legs from the hips all the way down to the tip of the toes. Relaxing the glutes, relax the lower back area, relaxing the muscles running along the spine, relaxing the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and relaxing the scalp, the whole body is completely relaxed. Now bringing the attention to the breath without changing anything. Just notice as the belly rises on the inhale and drops on the exhale. Now start a mental counting, counting the inhales and the exhales from 1 to 5, and then back from 5 to 1, and so on. And try to think of the number as long as your breath lasts. You can let go of the mental counting. You can start waking up your body, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Turning the ankles and the wrists. Turning your head to one side and then the other side. Reaching the arms overhead, stretching the whole body. Keeping your eyes closed. Slowly roll onto your right side. Taking a few more rounds of belly breath here. And slowly pushing yourself up into seated, to a comfortable cross-legged seated position. You can sit on your bra to elevate the pelvis. This way you can relax your lower back. And the next inhale, lengthening the spine, the crown of the head, rolling the shoulders back, and having the palms facing down on your thighs. Connecting back to the belly breath. Notice as the belly expands on each inhale and contracts on each exhale. Converting the length of the inhales similar to the length of the exhales. Next inhale, raising the right hand to your forehead, placing index and middle finger gently to your forehead, the middle of the forehead. You can actually sense an indentation there, and just slightly touch with your fingertips. Bring your elbow forward, relax your shoulder. Then your next exhale, close the right nostril with your thumb, inhaling on the left side. Closing the left side with your ring finger, exhaling on the right. Inhale on the right, exhale on the left. Inhale on the left, and exhale on the right. Keep going this way. Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. Just make sure that the length of your inhales are equal to the length of your exhales. Keep your attention on the movement of your belly button, pushing forward, pulling back in. If there are any thoughts or images that come into your mind, try to let them go with an exhale. And come back to your practice. Your breath flows very smoothly, evenly, and slowly. When you exhale on the left nostril, closing the circle, you can slowly bring your hand back down your thigh. Just keep noticing the breath flowing through both nostrils. Noticing the effects of this practice. Now we will begin with Brahmari Pranayam, the humming bee practice. So we will be inhaling through the nostril, exhaling through the nostril, and at the same time with the exhale, we will make a humming sound. Then inhale again through the nostril. So we will do 5 rounds of this, but first please, with your index finger, close your ears totally, so you can only focus on the inside, keeping your eyes closed at all times. Okay, so just closing your ears, inhale and hum. 4 more rounds. Coming into stillness. Noticing your mind. Noticing how this practice affected you. And just bring the hands to heart center, slowly opening the eyes. Namaste. Thank you for your practice.